Good morning, everybody. At least this morning here. But come on in and relax. And we're going to have a visit. And I'm going to share with you what I've been up to, what I still have to do, and maybe a quick trip outside to see something. So it's going to be a busy day. Have you been busy? And what have you been up to? Not getting into too much trouble, I hope. Hi, Maggie. Maggie down here. Okay, let's see. Off the beaten track, or off the Orchid track, I want to show you what I did yesterday. Yesterday was May 1st. It was actually my brother's birthday, and he turned 74. So I won't forget when I made this. But I've been, ever since, it's been 50 years since I've had good vanilla. And I like vanilla in so many things. I really do. And I usually put way more than they say. And the last time I had good vanilla was 50 years ago on a trip to Mexico, and I brought some home. So I decided, even though it's a long wait till it's ready, to make some vanilla. So, 1 second. Okay. I made it yesterday. It was clear yesterday. And I put 5 vanilla beans in a pint and slit them down the middle, poured in, these ones are vodka. I've got 4 vodka and 2 rum. So I poured in, put them in, put the lid on tight, and you're supposed to shake it every day for a while. So for a while, I'm going to put it in a box so it's not getting daylight, and I'm going to shake it every day here. And after maybe a month, I'll put it down in the cold room where it's dark and cooler, and I'll shake it whenever I go down there for something. So I can't wait to try it. And I watched a lot of videos and a lot of people doing it. Okay. One of the neatest things was you just take your bottle of booze that you just bought, some vodka, rum, some people use spiced rum, your choice. A lot of different things are used out there. And you can just take the bottle, open the lid, and drop in your vanilla beans. You could do it that way. And I ordered my vanilla beans on Amazon, Madagascar vanilla beans, and they're not cheap, but it's a long process. We won't get into all that. Anybody interested should look it up for themselves. And so at Christmas, you're supposed to wait about a year for really good vanilla, but at Christmas I'll probably peek into one for the fruitcake. So I did that. And what else did I do? Well, a lady named Donna, the only subscriber I know of, or that have let me know they watch from Salmon Arm area, she sent me on the email some pictures of her unboxing an order of orchids she did. And and so it got me all excited. Now I went to where she ordered, but they didn't have many fells. So what I did, I got Brave. She helped me get Brave, and I did an order. Now apparently they don't ship out till Mondays or Tuesday, and I did this late one night. So one of these days they'll say, oh, it's shipping, and it should come quick. And I'm going to show you what I ordered. And you'll certainly be there for the unboxing. Now, I had a few reasons for ordering this one, and I'll explain them more when it comes. My reasons for choosing this one. So, I did order it, and one thing I like, watering, they like a wet-dry cycle. Wow, that's bark. That's how I do bark. But anyway, we'll get more into that later, but I wanted to share that with you. Yes, I got Brave. There's a new orchid coming in this family. So that was the other thing I did. And the other thing, I went down to the Dollar Tree. Of course, I mentioned I used these. I bought them at the dollar store, and they were great. But at the time, I just bought 2 because I was going to put them in the middle till Jack had the bright idea of putting them all the way around. And it worked out so good. But guess what? Down we went to the dollar store, all gone. 2 other dollar stores, all gone. So I had to improvise because today we're going to repot my other Dendrobium. I have 2. They both came, I think it was January 2017, as little tiny babies. And they've been in the pots that they're in now for 3 years. So they needed repotted. So we just finished this one. And the one thing I forgot to say I haven't done on this one, but I will, is to the dry stems where the flowers were, to very carefully go in beside those without harming the stalk and take those dry stems off, but don't cut into the stalk. So I forgot, I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do it to that one, and I'm just going to put that one out the way. Now, before we get down to business, I have one other surprise. One of my very mini minis is in bloom. Now, I have to hold this close because it is small. If it stops shaking, is that me or the flower? See, there's another one coming. Yeah. Let me try one more time. Little rascal. There. That's better. There we go. I knew I could do it. So, the name is Anna Lacardi. Socardi. So she's first time in bloom. I know she has good roots. She's in this center one and her roots go way down. I know that. The other 2, nothing coming yet. But yes, we have a bloom on a mini. So we'll put that out the way. So now, this is my other Dendrobium. Now it's in a lot smaller pot because, as you remembered, the other one was in a black paint can. So it was a little bigger than this, but this orchid does not have the size that the other one had. All this growth happening. So, yeah, you can see that. So, smaller pot. So, I couldn't get what I wanted. So, here's the paint can that this one was in, that I repotted in the last video. Now, what I've done, oh, there's scissors in there. What I've done is I took this is part of a tomato cage that some time ago I was using for something else. I had cut it off and it has gone rusty there. And this is some of the, it's wire they use for chicken wire, and it's not going to rust. So what I did is I made it so that it was a cage. Now I know if you've been growing yours from the beginning and kept them on stakes, you don't need these cages. But if, like me, you made the mistake of thinking how beautiful they looked going out this way and that, well, this one is huge. It's almost as long as my arm. And this one is going the other way. And I wouldn't have trouble. It's very heavy, and I'm going to have to be careful because I want to straighten them, and maybe when they're out of the pot it'll be an easier thing to get the angle right, but you know me, you never know what's going to happen. So we're going to repot this one, and this one is Dendrobium Spring Smile Lovely Paradise. Of course, it was this color one, which was beautiful. There we go. So first we'll unpot it, and we'll see how it's doing in this pot. And then I've got bark soaking that I've been soaking for 3 days, and I put seaweed extract in. That's all I put in it. So they're going from bark to bark. And this one, it's just lost its final 2 flowers, or 3 that was on it. So, and this one's about to fall. So let's see what we can find inside. Now, we'll put that there. And I think I should just, I know, I have the camera different ways all the time because of different things I have to do. So what I'm going to do is, I think you can see, I think I'll move it there. How's that? That's not too bad. Okay, let's shake this out of here first and see what we got. And very careful, because of course this one's going to be stuck too. Get some of the bark out. Probably stuck on the bottom. There's lots of roots down there. This is the trouble we have when they've been in the pot a long time. Now I may have to do very carefully, because of these octopus-like legs, is one thing about plastic, you can put some weight on it and maybe help it. Yeah, when I say it's been here 3 years, I see lots of roots stuck to the bottom. Why did it stick to the bottom? I don't know. But this is the time of year to do this. I wonder if I hit the bottom. What do you think? Now, if I could have volume and hear all you guys screaming at me what to do. Okay, just wait. I have to get something dangerous. I'll give it a hit. You know, whenever anybody messes with me, then they're in trouble. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't even like horror movies. If we go through the movies at night and we're going to watch a movie, oh, no, not that one. Oh, I don't like horror movies. Okay, let's try that. What's happened is there's a lot of roots circling the bottom. I'll show you. And I don't want to break anything. There's a lot of roots down here circling the bottom. And it makes it twice as hard that I'm going to try and keep hold of the real base of the plant. What is happening? Whoop, whoop. We don't want to break one off. This is why they put a little stake in them to keep them growing nice. Now, in the natural, in the forest, they just do grow like this, and I like the look, but yeah, it was a mistake. I think we'll give it a good hit. Now, I should have a hammer or something, but I might have to run for that. Now, if anything gets cut off that shouldn't, and you guys are watching, call 911. Oh dear, okay. Okay, let's see what we're doing now. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Okay, we did it. We did it. You can see where those were all stuck. So, whew, this was handy. It was just a Tupperware container, and it worked good. Now, do I notice any difference between the black paint can and this? I like the paint can better. It was more flexible. I see no difference in the roots, so I'm not sure that Dendrobium react to sunlight that way. So let's put that out of our way. I smell kind of like this bark is old. There's this kind of It's very dry too. So let me back this up and put something in here. And let's put some water on it because it's dry. It smells not good. It doesn't have the roots that the one had in the paint can, but it does have roots. They're quite dry. The water is helping. Mind you, this is a smaller plant than the other one too, and it has a lot of roots for its size. Can you see what I'm doing here? Okay. I have a stand for my camera, and sometimes I use, but if I want to take the camera somewhere after, it takes forever to get it off of it. And, okay, let's move this back. I'm trying to be careful because right where they join, let me throw something on the floor because you know I'm going to make a mess, but I want to show you something. This is the crutch here. You see right in where they're all coming from, where my thumb is. Very, very fragile. Lots of little roots coming out, new sprouts coming. So we want that new growth to come. And that's why I like to do both of these, all my fells, everything, before I move them out to the patio. Now, Dendrobiums like about, in the growing season, about 65 to 85 degrees. And lots of light, and not necessarily direct hot sun. Maybe in the morning, but I wouldn't want to do it in the hot summer sun. And they like, the more light, the more bright light they're in, the more vigorous and growth you're going to get. And the temperature is important for the vigorous growth you're going to get, because that warmth, the temperature and the longer days is signaling it to grow like crazy, which is what we want. And I've actually been putting them out in the patio and bringing them back in because it frosted here last night. And I got Orchid coming there. So I've got to get some more of this bark out because I don't really like the smell of it, but it's coming. There's lots of roots for what? 3 big stalks and a couple new ones. So, I don't see any rotten roots. Now the bark, yes, it's not that good. Oh, if I just lay it like that and shake it, that is helping. Okay, I'm going to give it some more water. Maybe push this out a little bit there. So, I'm thinking I could turn the camera off and come back when I've done that, but then I have to do this. If you do YouTube, you know that. Well, and I'm not good at it. You have to join your movies together, and it takes a little time. We're getting there. Nothing is rotten, so they've been basically on the same water schedule as the Phalaenopsis. And fertilizer, not the same, because I use quarter strength for all my fertilizing, cells and these, and I do not push a high nitrogen. With these, I sooner just give a balanced fertilizer or one that's not the highest number, the nitrogen. I mean, it's good to have your growth, but your last number is your all-over growth, which is really important. I'm still looking for a fertilizer that I'd like to use. All-over growth is, hey, that's important. That covers everything. But don't push the nitrogen if you don't want keikis. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, of like when you got long hair and you wake up in the morning and, oh, you can't get all the tangles out. That's kind of what it's like. Okay. You know what? I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to do this in 2 stages because I very gently want to pick this bark off because I know it does smell old. So I'm going to turn it off and start again as soon as I got that done. Okay, we're back. All I've done now is clean out these. Now I had no rotten roots. There's a couple where the bark was really stuck, but I don't believe in cutting roots off. I don't have to cut off. I believe that with my phals and with these. So here we are. And I'm going to just lay that down here carefully and get the pot. So now I didn't get any rocks. And I know with this, and I put the plant in, but I don't want to go filling too much. So I probably will be kept in another pot, probably in the pot that this orchid was kept in. So it's not moving. It's a copper pot like this one. And so I think that's how I'm going to do that. So we're going to put some bark in the bottom. I love these. I picked up a couple old ones at garage sales because watering day they're good for catching floating bark. And they strain and they're very handy. So now I'm going to put maybe one more scoop of bark in the bottom. There. Now, here's the tricky part. Very gently, very gently, we're gonna, they have not, they've been, as you know, one's been going this way, one's been going this way, so they have not been forced to go straight. I don't want to break them, so I'm gonna just kind of slowly, I don't want any roots tangled on the way down. And I'm just going to slowly put them in gently. We got to go a little bit lower before I put a little more bark in. Okay. The tricky part is because they were going different ways. Now, I think I'm going to shake a little bark into here. Now I'm just kind of taking my hands and sifting it through the roots. What we don't do because we love them so much. But you know, here it is, the 2nd of May, and I'm going to show you how many orchids since Christmas I still have in bloom. Okay. Now this is getting tighter. I can feel that. So, yeah, I know you don't like it. This is called tough love. You know what tough love is? There ought to be a lot more of it in this country. And that's just one old lady saying that because she can. You know, quit babying people, for goodness sakes. We've all got our struggles. Every last one of us have struggles. Things that happen. Things we don't like. I better not get it on my soapbox. So I hear little squeaks. Okay, now we're going to put a little bit more bark. We're getting closer, but it's saying, what are you doing to me? I'm giving you some tough love for the better of the future. Now, what is holding me up? Oh, I see, over here, this one. This one's very fat and very tough. Okay, here we're going to go down. This is because I didn't, you know, I was new to dendrobiums, and they look so beautiful spraying out, but they also take up a lot of space. But you know what? We're doing good. We're getting there. And I can still get my hands in here. I mean, it's not as pretty as the other stand, but I can still get my hands in here. But I wired it down so it wouldn't be flopping everywhere, and I knew it would. So, oh, there, we're getting there. Getting there. Because this was above the surface, so I think a teeny bit more. We'll put a little bit more bark in. So I'm going to put some bark in. And I'm going to give you a close-up of the bark I took out and how it's going to look. I'll give you a close-up before we go out for a wander. Okay. Okay, now you see, then I can take my my little ties like I did on this one. They're little chenille things from a garage sale. I think you can get them at the dollar store cheap. And they're nice and gentle. And I will put them, excuse me, I need to drink water. Okay. Wow, the big ones, it's in the center. There's lots of room for growth. Boy, those were big stalks on that one. Okay, I think we're going to take that down. Then I'll have to get bark ready for the new orchid that's coming. I got a few things. I want to make sure everything is repotted that needs repotted before they go out for their growing season. Okay, one thing about good size holes, you can see that the bark is settling in nice. We're doing good. That's, you know, when you got repotting and it's one you haven't done in a long, long time, you never know what you're going to run up against. It's all how we handle things, isn't it? See? A little tough love. I remember my daughter, she at 10 wanted a horse, and I said, well, you know, I said, you're going to have to work for it. You just can't have a horse. She helped me milk the cows. She, you know, always kept her horse, looked after the barn. She was a hard worker. She worked beside me, side by side. Yeah, she'll be 53 this year. So she's one hard worker. Harder than me. My goodness. Yeah. You know, if you look after everything in your life, whether it's other family members or whether it's just your home, there's more value for you. You think you're doing that for other people, but really looking after everything that's around you, your plants, your pets, your home, it's more value to you. It enriches your growth, you know. So it's just a good thing. One thing I wanted to share with you is these were in the greenhouse in the fall because it was colder out there. And when I brought them in, of course out there there's a lemon orange tree that gets scale like you wouldn't believe. There was scale, and I'm still taking some scale off. Now I do use Q-tips, but sometimes when nobody's looking, I get a paring knife and I see one down inside here. Oh, maybe it's not. It's just a black spot. I thought it was. I thought I left one. But I do, I think it was. You see it on the end of my knife. the little black spot. Well, sometimes I do that. And watch your flowers on your phals too for little black spots, and then you can use a wet Q-tip, or sometimes I do use this very gently. Get them off of there, don't let them stay there. So, I was just looking to see if there's one I can see over here. I don't see one. Because I've been cleaning them every watering day. Okay, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to show you a close-up of what the bark looked like. And yes, it's just bark. I could smell that bark, and when I was taking it off the roots, I could just break it real easy and it would crumble. So it took a few minutes, but it was worth it. So I'm going to show you some close-ups. We're going to do a little trip out into the yard. I want you to see something. And another project I'm working on outside. Oh boy. Okay. Let's show you this first. Okay. This is the bark that all came off. And yeah, there is a few roots, but not too bad. I mean, what I had to do, it's not too bad. There's some roots. It's very soft and crumbly. It was the big Rexius fir bark. Now I get the medium, so I'll probably be doing it a little sooner. There was nothing else in there but bark. This seems to be what I just do that now. I haven't found any advantage for our climate, I should add. Okay, and let's have a look in here. So they're all happy, and then they can go out in the sun. Now, hopefully we get some real nice new growth coming. So, take that out of there. And I can, that was good. It needed that. Now next time, it's still going to need it. So, but I would like to have found more, another one of these, so I'll be keeping my eye open. But as you can see, it's not watering day, but I just leave it. It looks dry. I've never run out, except in the heat of summer. They're going to get twice a week probably in the heat of the summer. And there's a close-up of my vanilla. It'll get darker and darker, of course. So, okay. Now, it's amazing that these are still going from December. And these ones, they had flowers all along here. They lost them. They got more, but the flowers are darker. The color in them is, they're kind of thicker and darker than they were when they first came out. I think I have to watch just how much sun they're getting to back them off sooner, but I like that dark color. But there's another one opening. These are where the old ones have all come off, so they're still flowering. Now this is the one that had the real long spike, and I picked it off of here the other day, and I knocked one of the new buds off. So I have to be careful. Oops, that's how I did it. Because I take them on and off. Now the traffic cones, and I still love them. They're healthy there. They're healthy. Yeah, I still love my traffic cones. And I can move them where I want to move them. There's no sign of them. That's real white. I don't know why it's looking pink. I don't know if it is for you. They're looking very well. So, and of course over here, they're all doing good. And this white one, the flowers are getting bigger. Oh, there's a purple one here I want to show you. It'll be a while cleaning out my mess. You know, look at this. Since December. And the flowers are coming bigger. You think they wouldn't be. But they're so beautiful. Just, oh, what can we say we love them, don't we? Okay, now we're going to head outdoors because I have a project going here. Now this was hanging out in the shed, and there was no piece of wood here, but it was all of this, and then Jack has hooked this on because it had a screw coming out the center that went into a big piece of tile and marble, and it was for a mister, and it was just too big and awkward, and it hung in there for a long time, and I took the mister off and used that. Hung in there for a while. I says, well, let's make something with it. And then what happened is this was breaking, and I thought, oh, let's make something for that. So Jack designed the wood, and he's got the holes drilled, and that will go there. And I have a big red glass ball over there somewhere that is going to go in the middle, and it's going to sit on the house over the other way. We're headed over there. Okay, I've still got this area to clean up before the orchids come out, but like I say, it's still too cold at night. Okay, we got sunshine. We had a little bit of rain, hardly enough to, but one day it kind of drizzled and a real windstorm. I wanted to show some of you just like to see these fern leaf peonies. So I'll get in the sun. They're just about to open. They're so beautiful. And there's none open, but the flowers are beautiful. They're a typical peony flower, and then the bush stays for a long time till fall, that it finally you end up cutting it off. Oh, and this wall up here, that big white spot, because we hardly have bare spots, is where that new stand and China's going to go that we're working on. Okay, I haven't planted my pots here yet, but soon some early things are going to go here, some spinach and things like that. So, just take a quick peek in the greenhouse. But yeah, the spring flowers are coming. There's a couple more fern leaf peonies here. And some tulips. We've cut this garden down a lot because it was a real nuisance. And I got another project I'm going to do. This blue bath is going to go in front of the gazebo, and I'm changing all that there. Oh, gotta keep busy, you know. So, here's in the greenhouse. Tomatoes are coming up good, and all kinds of things are coming up. And I'll be moving the geraniums outside within it very shortly. There's quite a few of them all around the pond. And so. Okay, that's our nice sunny day. Be out in the yard this afternoon. I gotta go clean up my mess. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.